Welcome to Trots TV, and on trial this week we're going to have a look at a few trials from around New South Wales and see if we can point you in the right direction of finding a winner. And we're going to start with the trials at Bathurst on Monday night. Now, there was a trialler by the name of Our Braxton. This horse started its career in New Zealand. It actually debuted with a victory on the other side of the Tasman, came across to Australia, won its first race start in Australia, so it was 2 from 2, and then went into one of the Escort Way Stakes, a lead up to the Canola Cup, and finished third, but was sent out for a break after that. Now, on the back of this trial, you'd suggest that the horse isn't too far away from performing well when it does return to the races. Trained by Lester Hewitt, driven in the trial by Emma Turnbull. In the trial, Drew Barrier 1 showed very little speed at the start and got shuffled right back and was 4 or 5 lengths off the leader. Now, Emma Turnbull was going to come off the inside, but I think she realised she was going to be caught outside the leader and with no cover, and decided to stay on the pegs. Down the back straight the final time, Emma made her move, and Our Braxton went after the leader very quickly, carted up the running line, so effectively was a sitting duck for them, but battled on well in the straight to hang on. Definitely worth following when it does resume. The time for Our Braxton, 1:58.1. Home in 59.8 and 29.9, so it looks like one of those tough New Zealanders. Might lack a little bit of high speed, but can sustain a long run. So I think that's one horse that we can be following when it does resume. Our Braxton for Lester Hewitt. So that's the first trial of today. Now we're going to turn our attention to the trials at Newcastle on Wednesday night. There's a couple of horses I want to highlight out of these trials. The first one, trialled in the first event on the night, and this was taken out by Strathlachlan Andy. Now, I'm a fairly big rap for this horse. I have highlighted the horse before on trial, but I think it's worth having a look at this. Very impressive, driven by Jeff Harding. Look, he was forced to work in the early stages, got trapped out wide on the track. From the wide draw, he did get rolling and was able to roll to the top, and Jeff Harding really let him run. Most impressively, I think, was the final 1,200 metres of this trial. They were really quick times. 29.3, 28.8 and 28.3 were the final 1,200 metres, the final 3 splits. He set up a huge break in the back straight, and Jeff Harding kept the horse's mind on the job in the run up the straight. Impressive performance, went 1:56. Follow him. Last time I spoke with the Harding team, there was some talk that he'd go to Queensland for the QOs and the Q1s before coming back to New South Wales to concentrate on metropolitan racing. Not sure whether that's still the case, whether they'll go straight to Menangle now, but wherever he goes, you just got to follow him. He's a really nice horse. He'll go right through his grades. That's Strathlachlan Andy out of trial 1 from Newcastle on Wednesday. And the next one I want to show you is out of trial number 3, and at the Newcastle trials. This was taken out by Cami Cattell. Now, the horse won on debut, going back, it's had 10 starts, so it's won the 1 race from 10 starts, and look, has been struggling a little bit at its last few. Has been racing up in the Hunter Valley with Michael Formosa. Was driven aggressively in the early stages of the trial, and you'll see from the times they did go very fast through the first half of the race, so this effort isn't too bad. Looked to be travelling pretty well within herself coming down the back straight for the final time. A challenger loomed up at the top of the straight, and I thought was going to go straight past Cami Cattell, but to her credit, she fought back when pressured, and look, Michael Formosa did ask the mare to find in the straight. She was pushed up hard, and she won the trial by a couple of metres. Now, she has been disappointing at her last couple of starts. She does possess some gate speed. If she draws well in a race and she can push through and be handy, I think she's going to win a couple of races. The time for the trial was 1:57.8. But the last half was 59.2, up the straight in 29.6. So she has had to work pretty hard in that first half of the race to take up that forward spot. She's no star, the record suggests that, with that 1 win from 10 starts. But I do think Michael Formosa will be able to find the right race for her up around the Newcastle area. So we're putting Cami Cattell on trial. 3 horses going on trial this week. Our Braxton from Bathurst, and then from the Newcastle trials on Wednesday, we're going on trial with Strathlachlan Andy. Really keen to see him back at the races, and also Cami Cattell. That's on trial this week. Back again next week with some horses to follow from the trials.